When it comes to actually extracting data from the database, few tools compare to sqlmap. It is the canonical SQL injection tool, and it's extremely powerful. It's also open source and entirely free, which probably partly accounts for its popularity. But it is actually a really powerful system, and you can get a bit of an idea about just how extensive its features are by taking a quick look at the usage page. Now, I'm not going to scroll all the way through this, but you should get a sense based on the size of the scroll bar just how comprehensive this tool actually is. It's excellent for basic attacks like an error-based attack or a union-based attack, but it's also very good at doing blind injection, both Boolean and time-based. So it is an enormously powerful tool. It's also all command line based, so it's not quite as trivial as something like Havage, but it does make it much more powerful for those who understand the command syntax. Let's drop over to a command window and have a look at how it works. I'm just going to run a very simple command this time. So I'm going to call sqlmap, which is built in Python. I'm going to pass the URL that I want to attack, and in this case it's the same URL that we've been using so often through this course, the same one we just used for Havage as well actually. And I'm going to pass a schema switch. So I just want to extract the schema. Now as we start running this, sqlmap is going to do a very similar thing to Havage insofar as it's just simply issuing HTTP requests and looking at the response. Now these tools are particularly adept at actually forming the request in such a way that it can extract data from the response. So for example, it will exploit error-based SQL injection risks such that the internal error is returned in a way that it can actually extract the specific data from the error. Because remember, the response from the web server is going to be an HTML page, even when it's error-based injection. And we rely on tools like this to be able to actually extract the relevant data. So this has just finished running. Let's have a scroll through and see what it's found. And in fact, we can see the last few tables here already on the page. As we scroll up, we'll see each table in the system, and some of these we're now quite familiar with, and we'll see each of the columns in the system, including the data type. So for example, here we can see the supercar table, and we know already that there are columns such as cylinders and power kW, top speed km. We've seen these throughout the course. sqlmap has just been able to go and discover all this very, very quickly by entirely automating the injection attack. So if you're looking for a tool to both probe for risks and then actually exfiltrate data out of the system, it's very hard to go past sqlmap. Now tools such as sqlmap and Havage and that SQL Injector browser plugin are dedicated SQL injection tools. Burp Suite is a bit broader than that, but most of these do have a focus on that one risk. Let's now move on and have a look at a much more comprehensive means of testing not just for SQL injection risks, but other risks in the system. And we're going to do that by using NetSparker for dynamic analysis.